What up, y'all? Welcome to the Blazin A Trail podcast. I'm your host, Tut Kailech, a.k.a. K1. This podcast is all about giving the listeners a certain mindset and a perspective that will allow the listeners to have the right tools in their toolkit so they can start blazing their own path. Quick housekeeping before we introduce our guest. So Blazin A Trail has now partnered with KZUM, as you can see there in the front, 89.3 radio station. Also, special shout out to Matt and the team at Turbine Flats, where we're at for the month. And we also need everybody to follow our YouTube channel right now. Stop playing. Probably like 50% of y'all haven't subscribed yet, but y'all be watching. We call them ninja watches. Just be lurking. Anyways, search King Tut, K1NGTUT. Follow us on Instagram at Blazin A Trail Podcast. Follow us on Twitch. Search King Tut 11, K1NGTUT 11. All right, now we got that out of the way. As y'all can see, we got a South Sudanese creative and a family member in the house. He's an entrepreneur, a creative, a musician, a professional basketball player for the Tijuana Dragons. As you can see, I'm repping. He's a model, an actor, a creator, a digital artist, the CEO of Doing Everything Possible, a.k.a. Dep. And he sure is doing everything possible. Trailblazers out there, please help me by welcoming David Dep to the podcast.
Thank you.
He is doing everything possible. Bro, thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
When are you about to leave?
Well, I leave on Thursday next week, so like early morning, I'm gonna fly out to San Diego and then head into Tijuana.
You scared of flying?
Not so much now, but at first, yeah, my first time, yeah, it was definitely scary.
If you could sum up the last decade of your life, what word or phrase comes to mind?
Growth.
Hallelujah.
Definitely have to say growth.
All right, so David, this podcast is about helping people get off of the fence and getting them to take a leap of faith. So most of us humans learn by doing.
Right.
A lot of our generation is stuck in analysis paralysis, right? Think we have to have everything figured out since high school. We all know that's not going to happen most of the time.
Right.
So we need to kind of get a framework of what led you here. So let's start out at the beginning. Where were you born?
Okay, well, I was born in Gambela, Ethiopia.
Shout out East Africa.
Then Kakuma refugee camp is pretty much where we left from. So,
when did you leave the refugee camp?
I think around 95. So I was probably about 2 when we came here. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so 94. Where'd you guys settle first?
I think it was San Diego first. That's the first thing that I remember. So
did what family member was there first with y'all?
I think that's kind of hard to tell, but
Yeah.
I mean, we just had so much different family members. But
We always moving.
man, yeah, I mean, I remember docking them for sure
Yep.
when they're out there. So
So when, as a refugee, when did you realize you didn't fit in with the African Americans, the Blagny, and the European white people here when you were younger? Were you bullied?
Oh yeah, I was definitely bullied.
You weren't as tall back then.
No, I was short all my life. So
Damn.
I mean, it's just that growth spurt leading into like high school. But yeah,
Tell me about an experience that you can remember as you were young, where you know that you were like, I'm not one of them, quote unquote.
Right. I think one of the first experiences was pretty much people just asking like, okay, where are you from? And then I'll tell them, and then they'll be like, oh, so y'all be chasing like lions and tigers and stuff out there. I was like, wait, what? I was like, hey, man.
It's like everybody thinks like we all in the rural areas in the huts. Well, some of us are, but it's like that's what they think all Africa is.
Right. It's a lot more to it than that.
It's very ignorant.
I mean, it's a little bit of that, but it's up to us to teach as well. Well,
What was your childhood like? Were you a troublemaker? Or were you a studious kid?
yeah. I was bad. But yeah, I was a bad kid.
Tennessee didn't help.
No, it definitely did. It definitely did it. So, yeah, I definitely got in trouble a lot, but, I mean, we turned it around, so.
Yeah. When did you come to Lincoln?
Probably like 1999, 2000s, when we first came. Yeah, so.
What middle school did you go to?
I went to middle school in Nashville. I went
Oh.
to two out there. I went to Wright Middle School and then Croft, and then it was
Then you came here.
Then I came here for high school. Well, first started in San Diego, then I came here and finished. Yeah.
So what were you certain that you were going to do as an adult in middle school? And did that change in high school?
Not too sure. I probably just say the basketball thing. Like in middle school, I was like, this is what I want to do. So
What sport came before basketball, though?
I like football. I like football because I was short. And I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and play this. And I was just like, man, this might be the one. But I got taller and I was like, yeah, I can't do that no more.
You were an easy target.
Yeah, I was like, I was skinny. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So in middle school, like, when I feel like that was a tough time for me because I was trying to figure out who I was.
Right.
I'm trying to fit in. This was like 50 Cent era, you know?
Yeah.
I got the tall tee. I got the flat fitted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I was being something that I wasn't at the time just to fit in.
Right.
And like I've learned now, like that was part of my journey, but I don't want kids to like fit in a certain mold in order for them to feel valued and liked.
Right.
So, what do you think? What was your experience like in middle school, like identity-wise?
Well, I mean, it was definitely different because I did it in Nashville, so just the atmosphere there is way different. I mean, the demographics there as well, especially way different. So it's like, you know, I was one of the only Sudanese in, you know, the schools. So, I mean, I'd have to just try to figure out where I fit in, and that just kind of was like with athletes. And then that's where, like, you know, you start getting with crowds that are probably not, you know, doing the right things all the time.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about high school. Where did you start at?
I started at Morris High School in San Diego. So my freshman year, yeah.
Then sophomore year too?
Yeah, so I ended up moving here actually like a couple months into my freshman year. So I went from Morris to Grand Island Senior High. Then I came to Lincoln sophomore year. Yeah. You know,
so how hard was it for you? Because like when we're young, we're always moving.
Right.
It is so hard to make new friends all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like you have to make new friends. So if you could sum up your high school career, like also what phrase or what word would you use?
Man, resilience is something I probably just have to use for that. You know, just being able to try to figure things out. Because, I mean, I'm coming from a different school every year almost, and it's like, okay, now you got to make new friends.
Yep.
You got to just kind of figure out where you fit in, and then after that, it's just like, okay, I'm figuring it out slowly. Well,
Were you, in high school, what were the sports that you wanted to play, and what were the sports that you felt like you had to play?
all right. Basketball, I definitely want to play basketball. I felt like when it came to like track and cross country though, I was like, they forced
like,
me.
oh,
They're like, no.
Tall African?
Right,
He's from East Africa?
Right.
Oh, you got to run cross country. And you got to do track.
Right.
And I think you look good doing the 800.
Man, what? They just threw it out there. I was like, man, okay, I'll try it out. So,
And then you got stuck with it.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I liked it.
Who was on the squad for track? Did you guys have a 4x8 squad?
Yeah, we definitely did. It just depends because at North Star, I mean, I just remember it's like me, Mo for sure.
Mo Hamden?
Yeah, Mo
Shout out
Hamden.
Mo Hamden.
Shout out to Mo. Who else? Man, I don't even. Who?
Mushaba? Was he there yet?
No, he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't
young.
running that. Yeah, he wasn't running when I was there. But like Sidney Manlock, he definitely was on there.
He had the shades on.
Yeah. And then I mean, there's one more person. I forgot, but you know.
You know what I noticed when you came to Northeast? It was like you had a chip on your shoulder.
Right.
So it's like you had to prove yourself.
Right.
Can you kind of do you know what do you think you had a chip on your shoulder?
Definitely. Yeah, I think I definitely did.
Constantly having to prove yourself.
Yeah, because it's like you're coming from a new school.
Yeah, they're like, who's this guy?
Like,
Why is he
this
already
guy?
starting?
Right. I mean, even that, I didn't even start. So
Damn.
that's another thing. So it's just like, man, you just, okay. I mean, I'm just going to have to wait for my time because you already see how it's going. And,
Facts.
Yeah, so I mean,
As a 6'6" Sudanese man, was it annoying that people made you play the way that they wanted you to play instead of what you were comfortable with?
oh yeah, definitely.
What
Yeah.
were you playing?
I was playing post. Yeah,
Post.
post. And I definitely didn't really like it because it's like that was my game. You know,
No.
I was short growing up, so what I know
You're
how
like
to
Anthony
do,
Davis, bro.
it's like, man, he got games. So I mean, just I didn't really understand why, but I guess
Do
when
you
you're
think that hindered your growth?
as far as just like playing or
In a sense of trying to be the best person that you could be, but they got you. You're like a pit bull on the chain.
right.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I definitely felt that.
I could totally feel that. Northeast, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that.
We ain't gonna
What is
talk about
something you
that.
would have done different in high school now that hindsight is 2020?
Definitely would have tried to apply myself more. So as far as like just finding, let's say that craft now that I got, like art, like I would have definitely tried to take that seriously if I would have known where it would take me. But I mean, just applying myself more, school and just hobbies that I like doing. So
Yeah, because when I look back, it was so easy. But it's like you're gonna do the bare minimum because you're gonna skate by.
right.
So it's like, because I think at that age, if the way I'm looking back now, I'm like, should I even like I should like chase girls, but I shouldn't.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. Yeah, I feel it.
What did you end up doing after high school?
So after high school, I just ended up going to a JUCO in Iowa. So Iowa Falls, Iowa is about like town of like 5,000 people. So it wasn't really big, but I mean, it was a pretty close community. So I just ended up staying there for about 3 years playing there. Yeah, I got injured my sophomore year, so I had a red shirt in there.
What college?
Ellsworth Community College.
Yeah. Panthers?
Yeah, the Panthers, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, what is some advice that you would give to high school seniors? It doesn't have to be related to sports, but just life advice for high school seniors.
I just have to say, like, just cherish the moments because, I mean, just living them. At the end of the day, you're going to look back like, oh, man, you wish you could have did this or, like, just understood the gravity of where you're at that point in time. So
I think it's like same thing with middle school.
Right.
I'm trying to be something
yeah,
that I think that I'm trying to be something so people like me
yeah,
instead of being who I am that will benefit myself in the future.
Right.
But hindsight is 2020.
right. Definitely.
What led you to pursue college? Was it the societal pressures? Was it trying to be like Baba or what? Like, because we were definitely pressured to go to college.
Facts.
So what led you to pursue? Was it because of basketball or what?
I think basketball gave me away, but as far as like, you know how our parents are, they're like, you got to go to school. Like,
Or you're a
what's it?
failure, bro.
Facts. So I think they both played a part in it. Just both, the pressure from, our family and then society as well. Like, okay, you got to be something. If you don't go to school, get a degree, then automatically it's like, oh, well, what are you doing with your life? You don't work at 95 and it's like what?
I think it's because they come from a survival aspect
Right.
of like, this is the way you're going to get a good job to have a secure life.
Right.
But they don't understand all this stuff that goes into it.
Right.
Hey, Mom, can you fill my fastball? I don't know. Yeah, like, can you help me with this homework? A lot of other kids, like, they have the framework at home.
Yeah.
So I think college, what was a class that you didn't expect that you would learn a lot from, if you can remember?
Probably just music class. I think I took music class.
Like, did you have to learn theory and stuff?
Yeah.
Damn.
We had to go back all the way to like Mozart's era and like learn from their different genres and and it's just like putting that all in perspective. It's just, okay, that's something I could apply, use on.
Do you think that was boring though?
It was definitely boring. I'm not gonna lie, it was boring. So I had to stay in tune though. There's some things that you listen
need to understand.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now,
Right.
What is something you would have done differently? Would you even go to college, knowing that YouTube University's out there, or are you still the kid that needs to be shown the steps in order like to be creative? Because there's certain steps that college gives you,
Right.
like a framework to work with, or are you more of a self learner?
I'm more of a self learner. I think like that's one of the ways I learn best, just like visual as well. So it's like pretty much anything that I really am interested in, I'll take the time out and learn it. As to if it's just somebody that's just like teaching you a specific thing that they want you to learn.
Facts.
So
No. What was your first hobby that you turned into income?
definitely the art. The art was that was the first thing.
Do you remember the first art you made?
Yep.
Send it to me and I'll put it up. Okay. I'll talk about it.
It's kind of bad, but
but it's good because people, like I said, people are on the fence about trying different things and they see where you are now, but they don't know.
Yeah,
Most of them ain't gonna scroll, bro.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids are like, damn, I'm not perfect like his work, but it's like you gotta understand the foundation that allowed him to be here.
Right.
What are some other hobbies that you would like to monetize? Just go on. I was gonna ask another question.
If anything, modeling is something that I definitely had an interest in.
I literally was just gonna say that. How did you even get into modeling?
Man, a lot of people just were like, "Hey, do you model?" Like I was like,
African, slim. He has
pretty much
smooth skin. Hopefully, because bro, South Sudan popping right now.
right, facts.
I ain't saying
Like,
Sudan, bro. My bad. We still the same. Anyways,
Right.
But it's like at the time we was African booty scratchers.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oof.
You probably got that too, huh?
See, we all went through it.
Because even Jack being in the middle, he's always getting picked on.
Right.
You ain't black enough. You ain't white enough.
Facts.
That shit's trash.
Yeah.
But like in the modeling sense, I want people to really go out on a limb and try these different things because they think this is the standard.
Yeah.
But now that they see people like our complexion are doing very well, Nyakim,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Facts.
Now it's like they're editing her pictures to even look darker.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because people think like, oh, this is the standard of beauty. Now that's going to go out the window.
Right.
So I want people to start on that. So art.
Yeah.
When did you ever start drawing? I always say drawing.
Trolley. Yeah. I think it was in elementary actually. Clinton to be exact. Yeah, Clinton Elementary. Like we just had art class and I'd just be drawing. Like I loved it.
Are you one of them kids that even in high school you would just be drawing? Would you like to sit in the back or you like to sit in the front?
I guess where my friends were at the time, honestly. If they the front, okay.
You better not let him be my partner.
Try to act like you guys don't even like each other, so you guys get paired up. Like, no, we beefing now. That's all good.
David, you could work with him. But yeah, what was the piece that inspired you to start going digital? Was there because like, what would you consider your style now?
I mean, as far as inspiration for my first piece, I can't really pinpoint that either. But it's like there's just so many. Just like seeing, especially like basketball, how they get those edits, and you got like LeBron, they cartoonized him, and he's like looking like that's dope. Like I want to do something like that. So I think now, as far as like style, it's more cultural, but also retro to where it's visually like pleasing. It's like, okay.
I like that. Yeah. What about what are you hoping to do? Because I see you doing more of the motion art.
Yeah.
What do you want to give out your not secret, but like what program do you use to help do that?
Yeah,
like Photoshop, or what do you do?
It's actually there's the same thing. I use Adobe because
Adobe.
You pretty much break down frames. That's all they are. So it's like
Jack knows something about that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Because like we had to learn that through video production class, but it's such a tedious thing that people don't really appreciate. Like,
right.
Oh, cool, it moved, but like, did you understand what I had to do to make that move?
Right.
How many times I had to delete layers and all that? Because it's like, Jack, aren't you? Didn't you want to work on some sort of like claymation or something, or what?
I use a different program.
Oh,
I
okay.
use Adobe Character Animator.
Oh,
So
okay.
you take like, you basically draw like 5 different. I only do the mouths and the eyes.
Right,
That's
Because
crazy.
everything else is too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I
So you
feel.
take like 5 different emotions for your
Right.
eyes and your mouth.
Yeah.
And it'll do it for you. Like as you talk.
Oh,
it'll
that's
animate
dope.
your
That's
mouth.
cold.
That's dope. That's dope.
Because that would take forever if you had to do that.
There's some animation principle I forget, but there's basically like 4 or 5
Emotions.
different shapes that the mouth makes when you make sounds. So like F, when you draw it, you like tuck the lip under. L,
Right.
you have to show the tongue.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
I like that.
That's dope, man. It's
Bro,
like
I'm going to show you this guy. He started, that's why I wanted to talk about this. He started doing like the digital art,
Right.
Cartoonizing in a sense, but he's actually made it into like 3D motion. Like he took a photo of, he made this photo of Trippie Redd, and he made it into a person and made like a music video from it. Bro, I'm gonna show you. It's crazy.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen those.
But I was like, wait. I found it from Austin Show's one of his group of friends, and I was like, wait, people do this?
Right.
This is crazy. I'll put it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about at the same time. So, what are some tips to stay creating and not become stagnant as a creator?
I was trying to just find inspiration and kind of just going forth with it in that moment. Like if you wait and let it pass, then it's like that same ambition you had, it's not going to be there. So
Do you write stuff down when it comes to thought, or how do you go about? Because like for me, so many thoughts come this way, out that way.
Right.
How do you capture like, ooh, this is good?
Right. I think for that exactly, music. Like I just keep, music on, and then it's like when I play music. So let's say if I'm doing a art piece of, let's say like Nipsey,
Okay.
I'll listen to like a whole Nipsey album while I'm doing the art piece, and I'm catching, different, just motivation off of that.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, some of your art has been recognized.
Oh yeah.
So like, I think what's cool about it, some people do it for the likes, but some people do it just because they like it.
Yeah.
And if like the person that I'm drawing likes it, then it's cool.
Right.
Who are some of the people that have recognized your work? Because I know there's been like, is it a movie director?
Yeah.
Kalani, I remember that. And Master P with the
Yep. The rap snacks, the rap
snacks.
noodles. Yeah. I was like, we got to get Uncle P right. Yeah, for sure.
Who are some other ones?
Oh.
Because I'm about to put them up as we talk about it.
Oh, okay. So Skydance Films, they just came out with the movie with like Michael B. and Lauren London.
Wait, whoa.
It was the new one, yeah.
I gotta check that out.
So Skydance, they like messaged me because I did art for Gemini Man with Will Smith, and then and it took like 6 months later, I get a message from them. They're like, "Hey, we really enjoyed your art piece that you did for Gemini Man. Is it okay if we post it for Fan Art Friday?" I'm like, "Okay, so shout out to them. Like they literally just gave me so much confidence."
Yeah, because that's like, somebody recognizes my art. Because I think that's what comes to art. Like every poet, every artist just wants to be seen or heard. That's what it comes down to.
Thanks.
Like we were talking about earlier with modeling. Did you fall into it, or is it something that you set out to do?
As far as like modeling,
or like were you sending DMs to like agencies? Like I don't know what the specifics are, but you're like, hey, here's my face.
Yeah. Just look good. Okay. Yeah. At first, it was just like local people that either were photographers, and then they would say like, "Hey, would you want to be interested in the shoot?" And then I got into that, and then it wasn't until like I moved to North Dakota in like 2018 where I did do that. I started sending like submissions to the local talent agencies down there.
Hell yeah!
And then I got one back, and then my agent at the time, Stacy, she just she messaged me back. She's like, "Hey, yeah, we'd love for you to come in and talk about possibly modeling for us." And then that's just really when I started like, okay, I could really do something with this. So
when you started, how awkward did it feel?
It definitely very
because people just see like I think it's really tough to be in poses, especially as a man. I don't know. Like the certain poses that they want, like to feel comfortable in.
Right.
For me, it's like hand over my,
you know.
my first ever, like I did a photo shoot for Yedo. They were like, "Why are you always covering your?"
Yeah.
I was like, "This is just my comfortable position." She's like, "Well, at least like grab your arm."
Yep. That
But like,
happens.
did like the photographers, are they the ones helping you out posing, or is it just you?
I think it depends. Usually it comes from photographers, but there's also like assistants that they'll have there at these shoots, and they'll kind of, and coaches, and they'll guide you like, hey, okay, you should do this pose, you should do this, and then I mean it's very in tune with just like, you know, they're helping you step by step if you're a first time.
I like that because like I feel like, wouldn't it be awkward to you guys? Somebody's taking photos of you and somebody's just watching, you know?
Yeah.
It's one thing if it's like a video, I feel.
Right.
But it's like, hey, make this pose.
Right.
Am I doing it right?
It was, that definitely happened.
So what are some tips for those that feel like they can start modeling? Would you advise them to go out and shoot your shot at these agencies? Because some people, I forgot her name, like she just posted a photo on Insta and it blew up.
Right.
So that's how she fell into it. But like, for those that want to start modeling, maybe they don't have Instagram. How should they go about trying to have the opportunity?
I think social media is a big key, but as far as like that, there's usually talent agencies like in certain cities.
Yeah.
So I know Lincoln probably has one. I think I saw one of them, you know, having that. I mean, that's just a matter at that point. It's just, you could just drive there, walk in, and then, hey, I'm interested in modeling. Can I try it out? You know, so it's a lot of, you know.
Okay. All right. Without giving too much away, what are your plans for the next 5 years?
Ooh.
What do you see? Like, nothing's promised, but what is some goals that you have?
Right. For me, it's just gonna be taking basketball as far as I could possibly take it, and then also building within, you know, my off time. So just getting more, you know, into my art, you know, getting the canvases made into where it's like it's a business, to where now I could, you know, have constant, you know, revenue coming in, and then clothing brand as well. Try to get that, just trying to brand myself, and then you know, just being successful. I mean, that's the goal at the end of the day. Just trying to be successful. Maybe it'll take 5 years, 10.
It's a marathon.
So, right.
Okay. Actually, we'll be right back. We're about to hear a word from our sponsors. As you can see, David Dep is a man of many talents. He is a creative. He is a professional basketball player for the Tijuana Dragons. He is a model. He is an actor, and he is a digital artist. David started creating his art around 2 years ago. That's where he finds his peace in creating his visions and experiences. David's art has been recognized and retweeted and shared on multiple social media platforms. So if you want some art from him or buy his art, please visit his Instagram page at allthingsdep, ALLTHINGSDEP. Visit his Instagram page if you want to find or buy his art. And if you need David for modeling or acting, please reach out to him for any business inquiries at ddep2311@gmail.com. That is ddep2311@gmail.com. Back to scheduled programming. And we're back. Thank you to our sponsor. As we were saying, we were talking about what David has planned for the next 5 years. But we're gonna get a little more introspective. How has being an entrepreneur affected your family life, social life?
As far as family life, it's definitely helped out a lot more, because now it's you know, to a point where we're all supporting each other. We're all seeing different, you know, routes that we can take to kind of inspire each other as well. And then I think that'd have to go with friends as well. Social life, it's a lot less.
Oh yeah.
Just because, you know, your time now is being committed to, you know, your goals and stuff that you got planned. But I mean, it's a sacrifice you got to make. But I mean, we all make sure to, you know, tap in with each other every, you know, once in a while, so you kind of don't burn out.
Yes. Speaking about burnout, how have you dealt with the workload since you have your hands tied in many different things? How do you relieve stress? Is there, do you meditate? Do you go take a walk? You go swimming? How do you deal with the workload?
I think a lot of that would be just exercise. Like I love exercising, so whenever I feel like okay, I'm burning out, like I probably just go and exercise or watch something funny to kind of just lighten the mood and lift that kind of dread. Like oh man, I'm just overwhelmed. But as soon as I laugh, it's like okay, everything's okay.
Well, yeah, things will get better. Okay, hold on. What about what key activities would you recommend to like creatives in their spare time?
I guess something you find interesting, anything that allows you to create and bring something to life. I think that's something that a lot of people could really enjoy.
Give me an example.
So let's say, even like pottery. A lot of people don't understand.
Pottery's dope.
Yeah, and it's like, that's something that, you could learn how to do, and just the process of being, hands-on with something and then seeing the end result, and you're like, man, I just created that. There's like no better feeling than that.
Facts. Question that I ask all my guests: what motivates you?
What motivates me? Getting my people to a better place. That's my number one motivation.
I love it. What are some other motivating factors?
Freedom.
Ooh.
So the ability to, be successful in all of the areas that I'm in, and then later on it's gonna be where you're making money off it, but now you have freedom to do more stuff. You got freedom to travel more if you want.
Yes, sir.
So.
All right. Who are 3 people who have been the most influential in your growth?
My growth. Say my dad, definitely, dad and mom. And then it's kind of hard to say because everybody,
Okay, we'll give you 5.
5.
You got 2 already.
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Nobody take any harsh feelings.
Right. Yeah, that's tough, man. I see
in your growth. Like, let's say in the last decade.
Okay. Definitely have to say my uncle as well down in San Diego.
Playing the guitar?
No.
Or is that a different one?
Yeah, a different one.
Okay.
Yeah, a different one. Uncle Julio. He's been always hands-on and helping me with the basketball.
Hell yeah.
And then I got a lot of cousins too. Even you. I'd say you too because just you set a wave to where now we could look at things to do.
Yeah, bro.
Outside the box.
There's so many things that we could do.
Right.
But it's like, that's why I created this. It's like people don't know where to start.
Right.
Because we all are walking the same path in a way, right? But we all have different footsteps.
Right.
You have a bigger stride. I have a shorter stride.
Right.
But we need to not be stuck in one spot because I'm scared to take a risk.
Right.
Life is all about risk.
Right.
And we have the opportunity that most people don't. And a lot of people would like to be in our position.
Exactly.
So it's like, I better do something.
Gotta do something.
Okay. Even if it's getting a full-time job, saving up, having a great family.
Right.
You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be like an artist. You don't have to be those things.
Right.
But I just want to pave the way to make it possible for you to do whatever you want.
Right.
One more person. I don't think you said.
One more person. Man, that's tough.
It can be a celebrity. It could be somebody you listen to on a podcast. It could be anything.
Man, in that light, I probably just have to say, it's definitely Nipsey at this point.
Shout out, man.
Yeah,
Rest in power.
Nipsey.
What qualities do you value in people with whom you spend time with?
Qualities.
They got to be this in order for me to hang out with them.
They definitely gotta be funny. They gotta be funny. Humble. Ambitious. Truthful. Loyal. It's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of characteristics, but those are probably the key ones right there.
I agree, man. Those are like the non-negotiables for me.
Right.
Because life is hard. Bro, we better laugh about something.
Something. You ready? We gonna laugh all day.
All right, we're gonna pivot. We're gonna talk about your life. What is like your daily routine? Do you have a set like David get up at this time? He eats at this time. What is your daily routine? It doesn't have to be exact, but like what is typically that you do throughout the day?
So I mean, I'm just gonna go based off of just when I'm in season.
Okay.
Because everything ties in.
Yeah.
So let's say I get up around 7, do like some push-ups, some dips, go train, run, doing conditioning, stairs, go shoot after that, come back, and then I start art. If I got some clients that I got to do art for, then I get into that creating mode. Is also just making sure I eat between as well, because, not forgetting that. But and then just kind of, maybe just watch a movie at the end of the day or something motivational, and just repeat it.
Do you like to go to sleep at a certain time, or is it just whenever?
I have bad insomnia, so sleep it'd be hard. It's just like but if I can, I try to. Depends on like if I have something scheduled the next day. So like last night, definitely went home and made sure to sleep earlier than if I wasn't doing anything. So.
Yeah. What's the bare minimum hours of sleep that you could do?
Oh man, I'd probably have to say none. I actually went 24 hours before without.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was tough. And I had work. I had to go to fashion show. I got off work 7, fashion show. Then after that, I got out 11. Then I went back to work overnight, got out 7 again. I was like, ooh, man, yeah, you just feel different. So.
What genre of music can we find in your Spotify playlist right now, or Apple Music?
Oh, okay. You definitely got some R&B in there. Definitely got to have some R&B.
R&B.
Some hip hop, rap, contemporary, alternative, country for sure.
What are some artists that we should that we don't expect from David to listen to?
Man,
Rascal Flatts.
Facts. Life is a highway. It definitely Rascal Flatts.
You do have a taste in country, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
People are like, wait, you listen to
You
country?
listen to country? I'm
Bro,
like, yeah.
I like country.
I love country.
Certain.
Yeah, it just depends. But
Alternate, like, do you like listen to a certain type of rap, like, or is it just whatever?
yeah, I think it's just whatever got good energy at the time. And it's just like, okay, I like this. Boom. The energy's right, then I'll listen to it. Not too.
Any international artists you like? Bad
International.
Bunny, it could be Stormzy, it could be Davey. It could be anybody, bro.
Right. Yeah, no, Bad Bunny, I like his music.
Hell
Definitely. Drake is another one.
Go
So,
to.
yeah. There's a lot out there. I'm not sure who I've listened to so far. Even Romeo Santos, like I listen to his music.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, he had a song with Drake back in the day, like 13, 14, I think.
UK rapper?
No, he's a kind of like a singer from he's a Latino
From South America?
Yeah, around South America. Yeah.
Damn. Bro, did you have to, what Spanish words did you learn ASAP?
Oh man, mi tarjeta, tarjeta. That means like
Tired?
credit card.
Oh, what? Mi tarjeta?
Yeah, credit card. Tarjeta is like, so my card works internationally and I didn't get like pesos out a lot. So, they'll just say, okay, so is your card credit or debit? And I say, mi tarjeta is debito or credito. And then they're like, oh, okay, boom. So that's the one thing I was like consistent with because I went and bought things every day. I'm like, okay, I need some juice, Gatorade. So let me get this word down.
When people see you in Tijuana,
Yeah.
are they like trying to take pictures or are they staring because they probably don't see a person like you all the time, or what's going on?
Man, that actually did happen one time. We're going to practice. Me and my team are walking, and this guy I think he was driving like a motorcycle or something. So we walk by him, and then he stops and he's like, he looks at us. And then he's all like, he speaks to my teammate in Spanish because he's fluent. And then he's all like, oh yeah, the guy just said he wanna want to take a picture of you so you can show his son because your skin color is so dark. And I'm like, I didn't take any offense to that.
Yeah,
I didn't take offense. I was like, okay.
They probably don't see many people like that.
No, but they actually do have Haitians there. They got a pretty big, Haitian community. So.
Bro, I always thought people in the Caribbean were lighter skin.
Not about.
Cap.
Yeah.
Bro, like dark skinned people are everywhere, bro.
Right. Nice. It's all over.
Another fun fact, not everybody in Africa is black. Like skin color wise. People in North Africa, the Berbers, they're like Algeria, they're light skinned, bro. So Africa got every shade.
Yeah, every shade possible.
But we're close to the equator. That's why we look like we look like
Melanated
oil
powers.
because we are valuable. Anyways, 3 things we should know about David Dep that we did not touch on.
I love playing the piano.
Ooh, what's your first tune you learned that you liked?
That I liked. The first thing I learned was Mary Had a Little Lamb. And then that was like when I was young, like 7, 8. And then the most complex piece is Neo's Because of You.
I was like, so sick.
Oh, if I can play it.
Because of You. I'm trying to remember how that goes.
And it's all because of
yeah, that's a dope tune.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Hey, okay. Rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
All right. What was hold on. If you could spend a day in someone else's shoes, who would it be?
I'd have to say Chris Brown.
If someone were to play you in a movie, who would it be?
Idris Elba.
If you had to eat one thing for every meal going forward, what would it be?
Burgers.
Ooh, what's your hidden talent?
I could bend my thumb back.
No, that's flat. Would you rather be able to speak every language or talk to animals?
I'd rather speak every language.
Yeah. What does a person need to be happy?
Self-love.
One thing you wish you didn't own.
Shoes.
What is something most people do easily, but you find hard to do?
Math.
No cap.
That was
Man. What's one thing about you that surprises people?
One?
Yeah.
You can play the piano.
Yeah. Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
Try everything. Take those steps forward. And, take everything as far as you can and live in those moments. I think that'd be
beautiful. What does success mean to you?
Accomplishing goals that you set out for yourself.
Love it. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given? I've passed 10, but keep going.
Best piece of advice.
That's hard.
Yeah. I probably just being yourself. Simply as I could put it. Yeah.
What is something that people take seriously but shouldn't?
When someone says don't put pineapples on pizza.
That's a good one. And last one, did you enjoy your time on Blazin A Trail podcast?
I loved it. I love my... Oh, man. Love it. See, I'm at a loss for words right now. I couldn't even get the sentence out. I love it.
Yes.
See the excitement right now? Ooh.
You got any questions for me, bro?
And when can we expect some dope Yato gear?
Bro, I was just going to show you some stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I told you I was about to put...
Right.
We got things in the works. Nelson is the other camera guy that is usually here. Okay. We're about to shoot a commercial soon.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
Yes, I feel it.
You got anything to promote?
Anything to promote?
Talk about your Etsy, bro.
My Etsy, okay. I pretty much get my art on there. So as far as digital pieces, that's where I keep them. So, people go on there and purchase them. But now I'm making a transition from digital to canvases. So actually working with somebody down in Seattle, Sam, and he's been, helping me out with just figuring that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's been the process, but...
Okay, where can people find you and the things that you're up to?
They could always find me on social media pages, Facebook. I always be posting, whether it be art or
Tell us your name.
or music. So on Instagram, my official one is David Dep, and then my art page is All Things Dep, 1P. And then Facebook, you just type in David Dep, and you're right there. Appear like the boogeyman.
Okay. I was gonna ask another question. Oh no, I already asked. When are you leaving? And how many games do you guys have in a season?
Okay, so I leave next Thursday for Mexico for 5 days. We have a tournament down there. As far as games, I've heard around like 16 that we would play if COVID didn't go on. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my guess around that 16.
Who's y'all rival? Is
Who's
there
our
one?
rival? Man, I'd probably have to say Rosarito, because Tijuana and Rosarito, they're right next to each other. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that'd be the rivals, if anything.
Are you ever scared?
Just like in general, or just like what I'm down there?
In Tijuana.
Oh, man, no. I mean, it's one of those things to where you've been around certain environments, so you kind of know how to expect things.
Yeah.
But your energy, like what you put out there is what you'll get. But there, it's a beautiful place. Like I never felt out of place or like scared or.
Because people are always traveling.
Yeah.
Is Tijuana like a place where people travel to first when they're leaving California?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know you can fly into Tijuana, but it's so close to San Diego, so a lot of people, they'll be back and forth and
All the time, just for work or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you all for listening to Blazin A Trail podcast. Remember to leave a review, sub to our channel, leave a comment about the things that you learned and the things you learned about our guests. Make sure to follow us at Blazin A Trail podcast on Instagram. Thank you for being my guest.
And I appreciate it.
And shout out to Yaga. Yaga's out here in the crowd.
Yaga
He didn't want to be in
flex.
front. So,
Sound like guys.
I know some of y'all want to see Yaga, but Yaga didn't want to see y'all.
He's adored.
So, a tip of advice that I'm always going to give: do not compare your journey to somebody else's. As you could see, we're walking different paths. And remember that you are already perfectly in progress, so you might as well make a move. All right? As always, start with yourself, because you are the one. So make it happen.
Right. That's a wrap, folks.